proverb is sleep is the cousin of death. Today's proverb is sleep is the cousin of death. And that's a proverb from the Congo. So I want y'all to remember that if you got a dental appointment and they're talking about they're going to put you to sleep, just keep it in mind. Sleep is the cousin of death. I told you I don't explain these proverbs, but I just thought I'd give you fair warning. Okay. Think about it. Don't think about it. Think about it. Meanwhile, moving on to our poem for the day from Poetry for My People. Poetry for My People by Henry Dumas, straight out of East St. Louis. Oh, I forgot to write the page number down, but you know what? I got a table of contents and I know how to use it. Let's see where we're at. Here we go, right there. Boom, we're good. All good to go. I should have put my bookmark in there, but I didn't. Oh, well. Ooh, this leaf is dry. All right. So here we go. The poem for the day is Emoyeni, Place of the Winds. Emoyeni, passing from the tongue of the Zulus comes this word, Emoyeni, place of the winds. You come, we will climb the body of the hill through the bowing of the talking grass, up the footpath where the spirits pass. Now I'm trying not to rhyme anymore with that one. We're going to keep on moving. Look, Emoyeni, passing, rising by the crumbling rock, and the finger reads, I put my ear to the mouth of an old man. Emoyeni, passing is what he told me. Listen to the wind, my son. Listen to the wind. See the coming of its children. Every nation leans down to bite the hill. Passing, blowing, Emoyeni, place of the winds. Come, it's time to make the time. I see with my skin and hear with my tongue. Emoyeni from the sky, just passing by. Emoyeni, the tongue of many years passing, where the fingers from the earth rise and stroke all the singers passing by the rumbling of the falling rock. Down the valleys of the Congo, leaping toward the body of the hill. Breathe. It is time to make the time. It is my father singing. It is my mother at the river. It is the spear and the chain. It is your time to swallow the hill. Breathe. Emoyeni, passing behind the dust. Emoyeni, passing behind the fear. Emoyeni, going. I see the coming of the long green rain. Emoyeni, place of the winds. Oh, this brother's deep. His brother's deep here. Trust me, he's very deep, because first time I'm reading that out loud, I read it to myself in my head, but it just ain't the same as when you read it out loud, because when you read it out loud, you can feel really proud. And some of those things that had you a cloud come to light and everything's all right, because you understand that poem has got you all uptight. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. You can be uptight and it can be good, or you can be uptight and it ain't all right. So today we're going into the last chapters. We got a few more left. We're almost to the end of My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. I meet my dead cousin in the 10th town of Ghosts. Having entered this 10th town of Ghosts, all the inhabitants of this town rushed out from their houses to see what happens. Immediately, I saw them. Then I ran directly to one of them, who resembled an earthly person among them. But when I approached him, he was my dead cousin who had died in my town since I was 6.5 years old. Mind you, he's been in this bush for years, I think even decades at this point. I ran to his back and held him. After that, he told all the inhabitants of this town who came to the scene that I am his junior brother. But when they heard so from him, all of them shouted with gladness at a time. After this, I followed him to his house with some of the ghosts to greet him at home. Because all of the inhabitants of this town were respecting him, as he is the one who brought Christianity to their town. Having reached home, he told one of his servants to give me food and drinks at once. Again, many of the prominent ghosts of this town were sending a variety of food and drinks through him to me for welcome. Furthermore, when it was about 8 o'clock in the night, all the chiefs and the king, with famous and prominent ghosts of this town, gathered together at the front house of my cousin. Then the whole of us started to drink all kinds of ghost drinks. We were also dancing, drumming, and singing the song of ghosts until daybreak. And this was the welcome function. It was that day I saw that some of these ghosts were dancing in such a way until they cut into halves. And again, both these halves were also dancing until they joined together as usual. After this, welcome merriment ended, and when the day broke, all of them went back to their houses. But still, my cousin was receiving uncountable letters of congratulations with presents from various towns and villages which were under the 10th town of ghosts, who were unable to come personally. Having gone back to their houses, I told my cousin that I want to sleep, as all of us did not sleep throughout that night. So he opened a reserved room. Then I slept on a bed, which was specially decorated with expensive clothes. Of course, it is only in the Bush of Ghosts such a bed could be found. I woke up at 2 o'clock p.m. because I had not slept on such a bed since I left my wife, the super lady, in the nameless town. After that, I took my bath. Then I ate and drank to my satisfaction. Because in the Bush of Ghosts, whenever you eat, drinks must follow. Then my cousin started his story. After he died, before he came and was established in this 10th town as follows. Immediately I died in our town. I went to several towns, which perhaps would be suitable to establish the Christian works, but I could not get such a suitable town until I reached here, which is suitable. As you know, that before I died, I was one of the staunch members of the Methodist Church in our earthly town, and I am still praying to God that I shall carry on the services until the last day, which is the judgment day, because I could not die again for the second time until that day. At that same time that I came to live in this town, first of all, I went direct to His Majesty, the King of the Bush of Ghosts, and informed him that I want to establish the Christianity works in this 10th town. So he agreed after several meetings to consider this request with himself and his counselors. After this request was approved, the second thing I did, I went round this town. Then I found a suitable ground on which I built the first church, and it was 90 by 70 feet. The roof was covered with flat bark of the big trees because there were no iron sheets or other things to use at that time, and then was written on the upper entrance of the main door as follows: the Methodist Church of the Bush of Ghosts. Now, ain't that about a blip? The Methodist Church of the Bush of Ghosts. Lord have mercy. It was written in bold letters with the white juice of a tree, because there was no paint at that time, and also the wall, which is mud, was painted inside and out with the kind of leaves which yielded the gray color when ground and mixed with water. Of course, as I was all the while subletting a house with a ghost during that time that I was in activity in building the church, so also after it was been completed, although some ghosts helped me, then I found another suitable ground again and built this house, in which we are at present. But it was 3 months before it was completed with the help of some young ghosts of this town. After that, I went round the town on a Saturday evening with a flat hard wood as a bell and told them what is to be doing in that house. And I am so sorry, but it appears we have run out of time. But it looks like, yep, we can do this in we can do this in 2 sittings. And then on tomorrow, it looks like I will be able to read, I may be able to read 2 stories tomorrow. And at that point, we only will have about 2 more left. So we are winding this story down, and we're coming up on our surprise ending. So just let it be said, there's an ending that might just shock you. It might even rock you. What can I say? If nothing else, at least it'll stock you. You feel like you got enough food to last through the Holocaust. I mean, the big one. Going up in a fiery blast. But this is just going to be a blast from the past, so it'll be easy to deal with. Meanwhile, all you YouTubers out there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. If you're seeing this on Facebook, go ahead and give us a like, then give us a share with your friends, your family, and everybody else that you have a care for. Even if you don't, if they happen to be an enemy, give us a share. Maybe we can help turn them into a frenemy. Because who knows what might happen if you decide to share and show you care instead of just sitting there starting to stare. Tomorrow we'll be black right here again at noon. And tonight we'll be coming at you again with the last of our Anansi stories. We decided to go ahead and just finish up the Anansi stories that we had available from Jamaica. And then we're going to move on. We're going to bring in something else. Maybe we'll go to Africa, or maybe we'll bring it back home to the Americas. Who knows? But we're going somewhere, because when you're with us, you get to travel all around the world, and you don't have to worry about no coronavirus, no COVID-19, or anything like that, because we're going to do some astral traveling. We're going to travel through time and space. And when we get to the end, you know, I am your ace, because I can keep up the pace and keep you going right on through space. Peace out without a doubt. See you next time.